Tell me a little bit about the name of the bookstore, because a lot of people like have a hard time pronouncing that or what
Well,
it actually
we had a
means.
hard time figuring out what we wanted to call it. We know what we wanted to do with it, but we didn't know what to call it. And Caveat Emptor seemed like a good idea because back in '71, it was a time of Ralph Nader and consumerism, and we figured that was probably good advice. And we didn't figure that it would also be a warning to customers, a potential warning to customers to be aware of us as well. I am Jonas Starks, 82 years old. I ran Caveat Emptor, or I ran the used books section of Caveat Emptor from 1971 to 19 or to what 20 or 45 years, 2016, I guess.
Yeah, you've probably forgotten a lot more than I've ever known, I'm sure.
But I mean, being around books and being around, and now with information available at your fingertips on a computer, I see no reason why anybody should be bored.
No.
I mean, I think it's a character flaw, basically.
And not to call anybody out, right?
No, because there's always something interesting going on, or something you didn't know about before that that is interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I see no reason why you should let your mind stagnate.
Right. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You definitely should not. Yeah. Hi there. How are you?
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good. Let us know if we can help you find anything.
How did you get your books? Are they donations? Do you go out and buy them?
Well, we used to. I mean, when we were first new, we had to go out and hustle and go to thrift shops and yard sales, and once we got to be a little bit established, we'd let people know that we were buying books, and so people would come and bring them to us. And professors are always retiring or moving to new jobs and needing to clear out libraries, and so it didn't take very long before people knew about us, and we just go out and buy collections.
Yeah, a lot of them are private collections. People that are moving and just want to downsize their life and have a lifetime of collecting these things. We're so lucky here with IU because we have all of these academic departments that we get to benefit from. I would say that the large majority of our books, that's how we get them. But people bring in smaller collections too. They may bring in 5, 10, 12 books that they just want to go to a good home, or maybe give them a little bit of store credit so that they can find something new that they love.
We had some falling off just because people were reading things online for one thing. Mm-hmm. And but for things that were inherently scarce, if you didn't have a university account, that would enable you to go on a particular website that the university paid that to have access to. You still needed to get the books. But scholarly books are not quite as valuable now as they used to be, because so many of them are now on various databases that you can access that way.
I do think, not to the extent that we've seen it with like records and things, but I do think that there is some resurgence of wanting to have physical books too, whether it's for the kind of aesthetic nature of them or just the tangible.
I think it's true both of print on paper, and as well as on records and CDs.
Yeah.
Because they are tangible, and you can look at them and read the program notes and.
Yeah, and there's something about hearing a record that's different than hearing a digital track of that same song, and so I think it can be about the experience, right? It's not just the story or the topic, which is part of it, but it's also that tangible experience of holding a book and interacting with it. And I don't know, at least for me, that's true. I don't know what is the word for that.
I think you retain the contents better that way too.
You do. You are a good bookkeeper.
Okay.
I'm impressed. I don't think I could do all of that on paper the way that you did.
Well, you get some practice after a while.
I suppose that's true.
I was doing it for 45 years. So started out in a little hole in the wall on 4th Street, which is now a Chinese restaurant. And then we moved to Indiana Avenue across from the administration building which is now a coffee house.
Oh, right, where that Starbucks is.
And the used books were upstairs. And then well, we had other kinds of merchandise, and that got to be too much, and so we had to reorganize.
What other things did you sell?
Well, we had records, and we had some gifty things and greeting cards and stuff. And that got to be too much. So we sold everything that wasn't a used book to White Rabbit.
Huh. I like to hear those stories.
But this place has room, and we had room for this wonderful bookcase that we had built. We had custom built for us by a carpenter we knew. And then the rolling ladder came from a going out of business shoe store who had the rail and the ladders to go all the way up and down that wall. It came in handy for us. We could put some of our maybe less frequently sold things in the very top, although I think it's been a little bit reorganized since then. We had sets on top initially.